16-inch David versus 18-inch Goliath. Can Apple's $4,400 M5 Max MacBook Pro take down the world's fastest Windows laptop, the $11,238 Dell Pro Max 18 Plus? In this video, we are going to find out because I'm running all of our performance tests, and here you can see the specs on the screen. This thing is obviously a workstation beast with a lot of high-end commercial grade components like 128 gigs of CAM2 memory and the RTX Pro 5000 GPU, which by the way is spec for spec identical to the RTX 5090 laptop. It also has the best Intel CPU. So let's see if the M5 Max can compete. First things first, let's test the SSDs. We have the Crystal Diskmark and Amorphous running right here. They both have 2 terabyte SSDs, ultra fast. Apple is now forcing you to get 2 terabytes if you want the M5 Max, which is making it more expensive, $4,400. But still, this thing's 2.5 times more expensive. And even if you pay $1,000 for 128 gigs of matching RAM, it's still 2 times less expensive than this machine. And it looks like the Dell's SSD is 24% faster in terms of the read speeds. I mean, 16,000 read, insane. But as far as the write, the M5 Max is almost twice as fast. The nice thing about the Dell is that you have a ton of extra ports that the M5 Max does not have. It also has 2 Thunderbolt 5 ports, while the M5 Max has 3 of them. And as you can tell, this is a super thick laptop. I mean, it's like twice as thick, and the footprint is a lot larger, so the cooling system must be insane. The display is also massive. I mean, 18 inches. You could do a lot of multitasking on this. And now jumping into CPU performance with Geekbench 6, you can see we have the M5 Max here with 4.6 gigahertz. This has 48 gigs of RAM. We have the Core Ultra 9 285HX, which is the fastest Intel chip you can get on a laptop. So let's run the CPU benchmark, and obviously I'm just gonna keep them plugged in because if you unplug this, it's gonna start losing performance, especially for the graphics card. And there you go, we have the scores. As far as a single core, I mean, 4,337 on the M5 Max, that's the best on any consumer chip ever made. And then the multi-core is almost 30K. I mean, that's 41% faster than the multi-core on this Intel chip. I mean, we need that new chip from Intel ASAP. And now let's test the web browsing performance with Speedometer 3.1. Yes, this is a workstation, but you're still gonna be browsing the web all the time, so let's see. And it looks like the M5 Max is 36% faster or snappier for overall web browsing. Moving on to some web design using Figma. This is a project provided to us by 500 Designs, one of the best design and marketing agencies in the US. And we run this test by exporting 12 of these high quality pages. All right, would you look at that? Despite the single core being a lot slower on the Dell Pro, we actually got 1 minute and 22 seconds compared to 1 minute and 21, so practically the same performance for this. Very impressive. And now let's do some AI testing with Geekbench AI. I'm doing the GPU Core ML on the M5 Max because they have added AI accelerators this time. And on the Dell Pro Max, I had to choose Onyx DirectML to be able to select the RTX Pro 5000. OpenVINO for some reason only let me select the integrated. So let's run this AI test. All right, it's done. And this is weird. For some reason, the quantized score is a lot lower on the Dell Pro Max. So let's just look at the half precision, 53,000. That's about 21% faster AI performance for this RTX Pro 5000. And now getting into graphics, let's do Geekbench 6's graphics test. We have Metal on the M5 Max and Vulkan on the Dell Pro Max. Once again, this RTX Pro 5000 Blackwell GPU is essentially identical to the RTX 5090 laptop. It's essentially just a much more expensive commercial grade GPU. All right, guys, this does not look correct. 21,600 Vulkan compared to 228. Okay, let's actually go back and let's run the OpenCL. All right, that is more like it. 246,000 on the RTX Pro 5000. That makes it 8% faster than the new 40-core M5 Max MacBook Pro. That is just insane. It's crazy that Apple has improved their GPU that much. And now let's move on to gaming performance. This is 3D Mark's Steel Nomad Lite Unlimited. And holy smokes, look at that absolute beast. 193 FPS compared to 136. That makes the RTX Pro 5000 42% higher in terms of FPS. That is a huge difference. And not only that, but this is a Windows x86 machine, which means you can actually play any game that you want, compared to the M5 Max on macOS, which essentially you can play a small selection of games that actually run it, whether natively or through crossover, parallels, whatever. And with those other options, there are glitches and issues that happen. If you're interested in gaming on this machine, definitely check out Andrew Tsai's recent video. But there's no question, this is the king. And now for the moment of truth, the test I'm most excited to see. This is Blender 3D rendering. And here I made sure metal ray tracing is working for Cycle's GPU on the M5 Max, and I'm using OptiX on the RTX Pro 5000. Let's run it the first time with the OpenGL backend, and then I might try it out with Vulkan as well. And holy smokes, that was fast. It took 10 seconds on the RTX Pro 5000 and 14 seconds on the M5 Max. Is that the closest that Apple has ever gotten to an NVIDIA RTX graphics card for Blender rendering? Only 4 seconds off. That is pretty dang close. And let me just switch to Vulkan. We'll try it again. And look at that, it took 10 seconds, actually a slight bit longer, 10.89 on Vulkan compared to OpenGL, which was faster, but geez, this is a very close comparison. And now let's bring out the big guns. This is the Swamp project by Lasha 3D. You can run it yourself. I'll have the link in the description below. By the way, I switched back to OpenGL OptiX since it was a little bit faster. No flippin' way! You guys are not going to believe this. 3 minutes and 26 seconds on the RTX Pro 5000 and the Dell Pro Max 18 Plus, compared to 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the M5 Max. Are you kidding me? Apple's M5 Max is now faster at 3D rendering in this insane Swamp project. I cannot believe it. Apple, you guys are insane. You finally did it. That's just nuts. You know what? I want to take this test up a notch. I want to unplug both of these and see how this performs when it's not connected to the wall. And yes, of course, I have everything set to best performance when on battery. And dang, guys, that's crazy. 6 minutes unplugged on the RTX Pro 5000 compared to 3 minutes and 11 seconds unplugged. It is official. The M5 Max 16-inch MacBook Pro is faster unplugged than the RTX Pro 5000, which is essentially the same thing as the RTX 5090 laptop GPU when plugged in. And now let's get into photo editing with Lightroom Classic. I have 542 megapixel raw photos right here. I've made sure that full graphics acceleration is enabled, including the export. Oh shoot, I almost forgot to plug in the RTX Pro 5000. That would have been a disaster. Identical settings on both of them, and let's export. And there you go, it just finished. Took 4 minutes and 26 seconds compared to 3 minutes on the Dell Pro Max. That could very well be the difference in RAM. This has 128 gigs compared to 48, and Lightroom is very, very RAM hungry. It could also be because this has the new super cores and new mid cores, which are called performance cores now. We experienced an issue where it's not fully utilizing the super cores, almost like it doesn't recognize them properly. So maybe that could be another reason why. And we know that for sure because the previous M4 Max actually finished in 3 minutes and 3 seconds. So this should theoretically be into 2 minutes if everything was properly optimized. And now moving on to the next test, I also want to test denoising because a friend from church asked about it. So let's go ahead and just run denoising on both default settings. Dang, look at that. 5 seconds on the RTX Pro 5000, 12 seconds on the M5 Max, over twice as long. And now let's go ahead and try super resolution. 2 seconds, 4 seconds, once again, twice as long. So imagine if you're doing a ton of photos all at the same time. So it looks like for photo editing, this machine is absolutely killing the M5 Max. And now let's get into video editing. Just downloaded Davinci Resolve. I really didn't want to do it, but I wanted to treat you guys right. This is a 5-minute HEVC 8-bit export to H.265. I have the same settings on both of them. And dang, that was a close one, guys. 30 seconds on this machine, 31 seconds on the M5 Max. Just 1 second slower. That is insane. And now let's do the heavy duty test. This is Red 8K RAW exporting to H.265. Holy smokes, guys, I can't believe it. The M5 Max just finished and we're still waiting on this Dell Pro Max 18 Plus with that crazy GPU. And there you go, 52 seconds on the M5 Max, 1 minute and 12 on the Dell. Can you believe it? It actually beat out Goliath in this test. So it's confirmed, official, faster video editing. And now for the final test, we have Cinebench 2026. We're gonna do the 10-minute multi-thread stress test. Sheesh, 76 watts right there. Look at that, it just hit 100 watts right there. That's usage right now. The P cores, 3.8 gigs. The temps, 104 degrees Celsius, so hotter than the M5 Max. I can't believe the peak was 151 watts. The peak here was 70 on the M5 Max. All right, it's been about 8 minutes into this test. I have my thermal cam. Let's look at the M5 Max. Looks like 42 degrees Celsius right there in the center. You can see these hot spots. 45, getting rid of all of that heat. And now on the Dell Pro Max, whoa, we have a hotspot way on this left side. Just saw 42 degrees Celsius on the Dell Pro Max. They're finally done, and holy moly, guys, the M5 Max scored 9,283 compared to 7,162. That's 30% higher multi-core performance. Absolutely nuts. And the crazy thing is, this thing peaked at 150 watts compared to 70 on the M5 Max, and consistently this was running at like 65. This was over 90, up to 100 watts. So now, with all of those performance tests finally out of the way, what is the conclusion? Did David beat Goliath? Well, honestly, for $4,400 and this much smaller, slimmer machine that runs full performance on battery, doesn't have to be plugged in, I am shocked, because it destroyed it in random multi-core tasks with Geekbench 6. That multi-core score was insane. The single core was a lot faster. Full-on CPU rendering in Cinebench was 30% faster. And even Blender rendering with that complex swamp project, it actually won on battery. Yes, this thing did win in Party Tug, and it'll likely win in a lot of the more simple renders, but holy smokes, guys, can you believe it? The only area where this machine won was the Lightroom Classic 500 photo export, and that's likely because of the optimization issue with supercores, because the M4 Max took 3 minutes and 3 seconds compared to the Dell 3 minutes. This should have been better if it was properly optimized. The two areas where this machine wins is, first of all, for workstation tasks with that special ECC RAM with apps that you can only find on Windows that are not available on macOS. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. And also gaming, where we saw the gaming performance be much higher on this machine. Of course, with Windows x86, you have any game you want, you can find and play. But I mean, paying over $11,000, 2.5 times more for this machine, and it's massive and chunky and heavy. I don't know, guys. I've got to say, I'm very impressed with the performance of the M5 Max. Apple absolutely killed it. You guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And if you want to watch more videos like this one, definitely subscribe right there, and definitely watch the M5 Max versus all the previous Max compilation video right there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.